All right. Frank is updating Adobe, so here we go. We're going to do something different. Hmm. Come on now, Frank. Come on, Frank. There you go. Be that way, Frank. Volunteer or get drafted. Do you know what a conscript army is? Do you know what conscript means? A conscript is a soldier who has been forced by their government to participate in the military. The last time that the United States had a conscripted army was Vietnam. That was the last time that the draft was enacted. I want you to get used to this thought in here. We are going to volunteer or get drafted. We have to get used to the idea of we can get it wrong and that's okay. I can do something in public and maybe not be perfect, and that's okay. Y'all, I make a clown out of myself every day in class. I'm cool with it. Okay? Don't care. We have to be okay trying it. I want you to eyeball every one of those problems. Volunteer or get drafted. Does anyone want dibs on one of them? Everyone's doing something. Volunteer or get drafted. Sean, you want first pick? Okay. Anyone else? Marcus? Okay. And it was with a K, right? Anyone else? Volunteer or get drafted. All right. What was that? Dibs on 3? Okay. Alex? All right. Caitlin, you're going to get number 4. You're a K Lynn, not a Kate Lynn, right? I've got like 3 Caitlins, or Kate, variations of. Were you IN or YN? YN, okay. Thank you. Volunteer or get drafted. 8? Was I forget how to spell it though. TEAGEN, right? You said 8? Okay. GEN. I keep wanting to put a U there like Shogun. Okay. Hmm. Y or IE? I. Number 7. I've got like 7 Maddies, and they all spell theirs differently. Killian, 6. You seeing how this works? You pick something that you feel remotely confident on. Volunteer or get drafted. I will have other ones there. Okay. I know how to say it. I don't know how to spell it. EEUN? Okay. I thought it was double E though. Huh, okay. Volunteer or get drafted. All right. One, 2, 3. All right. Oh no, you're all going to grab a marker and just hit a board somewhere. Go. It was just regular, right? Just plain old gone. Like not spelled weird, not like JOUN. Just yeah, but normal. Okay. Okay, and then special treatment for Ping and Pong over there who are trying to fly under the radar. Just pick a marker and go. Pick a marker and go. Everyone's doing one.
Thank you. Oh, that one's bad. So then is there more over there? This one's getting dry.
Yeah, I got more in a box. Just hold up. We need more markers, huh?
Yeah.
My game club kids have destroyed mine.
Oh.
Yeah.
Maddie, can you give me that red? See if it actually is turning dry. Oh my god, these are terrible. Mr. Silver. I don't know. I'll help you. Sure.
How does this even work?
It's a D4, dude. Play D&D. It's fun. Okay, ping and pong. Get over there. Volunteer or get drafted. Hey. Oh, yeah, we need markers.
I need markers.
Markers.
Purple.
He's got a whole selection.
Mm-hmm.
That's a nice selection you get.
All right, so headed around the room. Okay, I want you to get used to that idea of volunteer or get drafted. Particularly on days, particularly on days where we're doing extra practice. Y'all, exponents are tough. Like we are literally starting off with, I believe, the toughest thing of this whole semester. Exponents are tough because they have their own laws. And sometimes they're mixed in with regular numbers, which follow different laws. That's hard to do. Do not feel bad if this isn't coming first shot with you. If you're having trouble, like getting straight which property goes where, when do I use which thing, that's okay. I want you to feel comfortable being wrong. It's okay to be wrong. Because as soon as a bunch of you got up here, how many of you were, well, yeah, I know this, I did this thing. Oh, that's right, it's both of them. We just needed this one little tweak, and then we're fine. Imagine if you asked a question. Imagine if you took that, I'm so close to doing it right, and just tweaked it every time. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to do the whole assignment with one of the 2 teachers in this room for a small group of students. I want you to be comfortable trying. Okay? Now, let's see if Frank's finally going to bring my, give me my paper here. Frank randomly decided, okay, now we're just like going to update Adobe out of nowhere. Come on, Frank. There we go. So that gets us back in math mode. Scroll, 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 scroll. Frank, you're so slow, 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 slow. I hate you, Frank. I despise you. I'll banish you to the depths of hell. See now, Miss Karen over there is of the younger generation, so you probably don't remember the squealing Windows 95 kind of. Like, oh boy, is Frank bringing me back here. Like, y'all, I ain't that old. I'm 37. I still grew up on the old Apple Mac II with the 5.5-inch floppy disk. Like, shunk. And then a green screen playing Number Munchers. Okay? I don't even know if Number Munchers was a thing anymore. It was on, that was when educational games started happening. We were talking like Number Munchers next to Oregon Trail. Frank is running that slow. I hate Frank. But we finished off with these 6, right? We left off with those 6. Where in those 6, like we went through them all, right? I know we had time to work on all of them. Did we go through all of them? Oh. Okay, probably did these 3 and need to go through those 3. All right. So, womp. Page 17. Okay. So number 5, a couple of you noticed, well, hey, they're doing 2 different things here. There were 2 different properties. What do I do with exponent over exponent? It's written on your paper, it's written on your note card, it's written on the board directly to my right. We subtract, okay? So we're going to say 4 minus 5. But when we do, we get to the negative first. You're too negative. Go downstairs. This is where I did see some of us goofing up. I saw some kids writing just a 1 down there. Who is too negative? The C. It's C to the first. Do I need to write that 1? So if you wanted to like kind of clean it up after that or just not write the 1 in the first place, that's okay. There were 2 different properties shown there. First, to go from here to here, that was my quotient of powers. Okay, I want you to, we're using the property names just so you get used to the vocabulary. I'm not going to force you to do that on a regular assignment. Okay? We need to know how to do stuff. We need to know what they're asking us. And then this was a different property. That was our negative exponent property. Hey, number 7. Who's getting that 2? It's the difference between I'm only going to light one person on fire instead of I'm going to light the whole car on fire. That 2 is touching the parentheses. If it's touching the parentheses, it affects everyone inside. Okay, it's mathematical Oprah. You get a car and you get a car. I'm going to light them all on fire. Don't do that. It's not nice. And then what is exponent to an exponent? Look at your rules. What do I do with an exponent to an exponent? Okay, what's 2 minus 2? God, that drives me nuts. Okay, 2 minus 2 is 0. Anything to the 0 power is 1. Is that correct? Okay. Check your rules. Which of these looks like y squared to the second? Check the rules. You said subtract. So you go through all these and you say, when did I subtract? Right there. I subtracted right there. Wait. That was when they were the same top and bottom, numerator, denominator. I'm only doing something right here in one spot. Okay, just because it has a fraction doesn't mean subtract everything. You take them in pieces, and that was what we were doing all of this stuff on all the boards for, is so that we can all see different types of problems where you do them in pieces. Exponent to an exponent, we multiply. Exponent to an exponent, well, that's just a number now. See, it's not a regular base. So because it's a regular number, now you have to follow number law. Number law says 2 squared is 2 times itself. Now I've got y to the fourth and 4. Are they the same kind of critter? Can I do property stuff to them? Y and 4. They're different kind of critters. That's like saying, I've got this many oranges, I've got that many apples, so I guess I have this many meatballs. But you can't just combine them like that because you feel like it. It's done. 9, who's getting the -2? Okay, it affects everyone in the car. Whenever you got something touching the parentheses, that's like someone jumped up on the hood of your car as you're trying to leave the parking lot for lunch. It affects everyone in the car. You have to take care of that first. Don't do that. You're going to get run over. Like, legitimately, that's why we didn't have a homecoming parade for, was it like 3 years or so? I don't know if that was before you started here. Okay. We didn't have a homecoming parade for years because kids were screwing around and a kid literally got hit by a truck. Okay? So don't do that just because I use it as an example. I'm using it as an example because I'm being facetious. Facetious is to an extreme of stupidity. Don't do stupid. The -2 goes to everyone inside, so give that -2 to everyone inside. 7 gets a -2. What do I do with s to the fourth to the -2? Okay, I need to like change this here. Color pink. There we go. I hate that they jumped straight down there. I'm going to write it off to the side first. 7 to the -2. What do I do with a exponent to an exponent? We just said it. Exponent to an exponent is multiply. Rule number 3. So 4 times -2 is -8. Exponent to an exponent, multiply t to the -14. Do you see why they have all the boxes written down there instead? If they all are getting a negative exponent, okay, this one having to go downstairs, that's your parents saying you are too negative, go downstairs. This is you and your 2 friends came over. You're all in the kitchen. You're all griping about something. Your parents don't want to hear it. They say, go downstairs. You all go downstairs. 7 to the 2nd, downstairs. S to the 8th, downstairs. T to the 14th, downstairs. Once you all go downstairs, now you're all positive. And I can clean up one of those. What's 7 squared? 49. So 1 over 49, s to the 8th, t to the 14th. And how many of you hate that s and t? S's look like 5s, t's look like pluses. I get it. If you don't like that, and at the very beginning of the problem, you would have rather written like this, if you just crossed that out and then did that instead, I'm cool with it. Okay? The only time you have to do it a certain way with certain variables is when it's a formula and they mean something. So we finished all those off. We're all back in, hopefully, math mode. The last thing is words. We had one like this in the 1-2 assignment. They said find the area of the rectangle. It just meant this times this. It meant do exactly what you were doing before. Volume of a rectangular prism. How do you find the volume of a box? Multiply what? And if it's volume times height. Length times width times height. So what you're doing, you're going to see this more when you get to geometry, is the area of the base. Frank, come on. Put a chair through it. The base, in this case, is length times width. Okay? Oh my God, I'm just gonna. So you're right, length times width gets me the area of the base. What you're gonna see a lot in geometry is they won't say this part, they'll just say big B for area of base. Base times height. Find the volume of the thing by doing area of the base, which is length times width, and then times height. Well, they just told me the area of the base is. Okay? The area of the base is this. So replace the base with that. Dear God, Frank. Okay, they said, what is the height? So I don't know the height. I only got 2 of the blanks filled in. What was the other blank? V. Volume. Where's that? Base times height. This times this makes volume. But I'm still missing that. You look in the problem, and it says the volume of a rectangular prism, is modeled by thing. They told me the volume. The volume is this. I really hate you, Frank. Okay, so this is a bigger, uglier version of something you've been doing for years now. What if I said 15 equals 3x? How would you solve that? Yeah, you divide, right? So how am I going to solve for the height? Divide by big old nasty here. Okay? So that's exactly what we're doing. We're just going to divide and then do exactly what we've been doing this whole time. It just looks bigger and uglier. We're going to have 48 a to the 20th, b to the 6th, c to the 2nd, over 8 a to the 5th, b to the 3rd, c to the 7th. I hate you. And then turtles with turtles, giraffes with giraffes, penguins with penguins, and apparently now we also have a rhino with a rhino. It looks big and complicated until you break it down into its pieces. Okay, how many of us, when we were doing our problem, it looks big and ugly, but then you're like, oh, do this, then do this, then do this. Do them in their itty bitty pieces. Do them in their pieces. What is 48 divided by 8? If you don't know, grab a calculator. 6. What's my rule for exponents when I have a to the 20th over a to the 5th? Remember? What's 20 minus 5? A to the 15th. Okay, took care of that part. B to the 6th over B to the 3rd. What's the rule for exponent over exponent? Subtract again. B to the 3rd. C to the 2nd over C to the 7th. What's the rule? Subtract. What's 2 minus 7? Close. And then, okay, maybe you're jumping ahead to the next step. Now I look at the whole thing, and say, do I have any negative exponents I have to deal with? That guy's too negative. You're cool, you're cool, you're cool, F you. Down it goes. Y'all ever seen Clerks? Anyone? Jay and Silent Bob, like 1994. It's an amazing movie. Him telling off the entire store. Oh, it's great. That guy needs to head downstairs because he's just not cool enough. So 6, a to the 15th, b to the 3rd, over c to the 5th. That guy has to go downstairs. Thank you. We were very close to done, but I wanted to get more practice in before setting you loose. If you would, flip it over. Yet again. Page 18, flip it over. You got 40 minutes. Page 18, not page 19. No. But you flip it over and you see how it says 1, 2, and 1, 3 practice. Okay? So what we're going to do is today you have the next 40 minutes to do these problems, to finish your assignment, to not have homework, to work together, to ask the teachers, to get it right. Because when you come in on Tuesday, that's our first in-class review and quiz. And our exponent problems, I'm not going to put some of the big ugly ones. Like some of the ones that I put up here, they had a little oomph to them, some of them, okay? Like the one I had Damon doing over here. It's not horrible, but there was a lot of stuff going on, okay? I'm going to keep it tame for the quiz on Tuesday. And then when you come in on Thursday, that practice page, we're working on it all class long. I'll go through some stuff, I'll get us back in math mode, and then you'll have the rest of class to work. You'll have like an hour of just practice. Okay? And I guarantee on that Thursday, you will have volunteer or get drafted, where you're going to do work, and then I'm going to say, okay, who's feeling good for number 18? And when people are volunteering because they feel confident in it, you do the ones that you know how to do. The one who's just sitting there hoping that I'll avoid them and they won't have to do anything, you're going to get drafted to do the one at the end that you didn't want to, really didn't want to do. Better to volunteer first, okay? I want you to know which ones you're confident on and feel comfortable doing those first. So, you got 40 minutes, you got time to work, get it done, ask questions, we'll throw on some jams. Whether you want to work in groups, mix around the tables. I had one kid who actually did their assignment under the table one time. Like they moved the chairs and they just wanted to be under the table. It was just their jam. Go for it. Okay, fight over the couch. I don't care. As long as you're working and not screwing around. Okay. Got 40 minutes on an assignment. Get it.